Well, good morning, good morning, good morning. I hope that you've joined us, gotten your cup of coffee or tea in your hand. Um, we love having you come and join us for this. As we talk, put your questions in the chat. We want to know your questions. We want to answer your questions. But our question for you today is, do numbers really matter in your daily life? What do you think, Barbara? Do they
I,
matter?
I'm going to tell on myself. I have not been really big on knowing my numbers. And I've got a couple of friends of mine that were like Regina and Sandy that they talk about all the time, knowing your numbers. And I always have to say, well, I have to admit, I don't really know my numbers because numbers have not been motivating to me. But today, oh yike, talk about motivating. I have realized that knowing numbers can be a big motivating factor in somebody's life. So that's what we're going to talk about today. And so, but you had a couple of things that you wanted to share before we start, but then I'll share what happened with me why I'm now motivated by numbers.
Well, and let me bring that up. I mean, how many of you people know what your blood pressure is? What your cholesterol level is? If you don't deal with either of those things, you probably don't. What about your weight? What about the temperature outside? Do I put on a coat or do I not put on a coat? And I live in the Panhandle of Texas, and I want to tell you that we have to do it all in one day. This morning, we were layered up in 2 or 3 layers, and this afternoon, some people, not me, but some people are out and about or will be out and about in their shorts. So numbers count in daily life, but Barbara's bringing a whole new concept to numbers today.
Yeah. And just having you say that you had different numbers in one day. My co-host of my podcast, the Everyday Riches Show, one day he said, I have had just a wild weekend. He said, I cut my grass, I raked leaves and shoveled snow all in the same day.
Yes.
And it was like, I went, really? He said, oh yeah. He said he couldn't believe it.
Well, when I had my modeling agency, there was one day I did a big event, and I had agents flying in from all over the world. I mean, Japan and Europe and both coasts and all around. And I went to the airport, and that day they were kind of blown away. But that day we had flights out of Dallas canceled because of snow. I didn't pick someone else up because I knew the other flight had been canceled, but one flew out of DFW and one flew out of Love Field. They're only 8 miles apart, but one flew and one didn't. So I missed picking her up by a few minutes. We had sun, we had wind, we had dirt, we had snow, we had sleet, all of that in one day. I mean, sleet to the point it was, in the gutters looking like snow, and then it turned around and snowed all in one day in February. But yeah, it's the Panhandle of Texas.
And right. And you never know. I remember one time as a kid, my aunt called and said, oh, are you guys okay? And I was like, what do you mean? She said, oh, this storm is so bad. I can't believe how bad the storm is. And I went, Margie, it's a sunshiny, beautiful day here. And we only lived like maybe 12 miles apart.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
But it was absolutely, if you don't look outside, how would I have known?
Right. Numbers.
But it was just, you just don't know. It's like a friend of mine lives in Denver. She said she can be sitting at home, and if in 20 minutes she can be sitting, going around a pool in the fall, sitting around a pool, and 20 minutes later, if she takes a drive, she could be skiing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I always say it just shows that God has a sense of humor. Well,
and I can do it sitting right on my porch. I can do all those different things in one day. So,
yeah. So it's anyway. So that's our fun conversation for right now. But I just wanted to share with you about how, like sometimes money, and because money can motivate you.
mhm. I mean, why do people get up and go to work every day?
And why do people get up and go to work every day? The thing is, money has not been one of my main motivation. One of my can I talk this morning?
Motivators.
Has not been one of my main motivators. My motivator has always been, what impact can I have on somebody else's life? How can I help them to have the best life, or to be the best version of themselves? It's just, how are they going to be the best of themselves and bring out the best parts of themselves? That's always been my motivating. But this weekend, you and I were part of a product launch.
Mm-hmm.
And it was about collagen. And collagen, of course, is the protein that builds your body from the inside out. One of the things that I absolutely loved, that I believe it was Dr. Messina that said it, about the wrinkles that you have on the outside, you also have those same wrinkles on the inside. And when you can smooth out the wrinkles, that means your body is healing itself from the inside.
My big aha was that, so I'm sorry, I keep interrupting you today.
Nope, go.
My big aha was the fact that if you take all the stuff out of your body, collagen is a structure. It is what holds your body together, whether it's skin, muscles, nail, hair, just the cells themselves. It holds you together. So if you take all the ingredients out of your body except collagen, leave that one little, we think, inconsequential item, but everything and all that's left is collagen, you will still have a body standing there with
still have a form.
I'm like, whoa, that to me was huge, because you just think that, oh yeah, I'll take some collagen, I'll take some vitamin C.
And you and I have both been taking collagen for like
great
collagen. It's been a while.
Yeah.
And I have noticed the difference of taking collagen.
Yes.
The thing is, now we have absolutely the best collagen.
Yes.
From the
best. Their books are
sources.
Open. Yeah, their books are open. They'll tell you exactly where it comes from and exactly how much is there. In fact, clinical dosages are very important, and they have a double clinical portion. So you don't need to double up on it or triple up on it. In fact, you don't want to.
Right.
Because you're already getting a double dose.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. And Carol, let's start with, because you've had much more experience with collagen than I have. I've only tried the one brand, and I have been happy with it. Mm-hmm. I did notice some results. However, you have been on several.
I have used collagen for a while because I knew its value. I knew what it did. I've 5 or 8 different brands. Many of the brands, especially the ones you see on YouTube and Facebook and stuff, have a lot of fillers. There are 1 or 2 that are okay. But the one that we have both been on was amazing. It was just launched this last spring in 2021. Very good. Now I was blessed to be in the pilot study for this new product. My company asked if I wanted to do it. And I'm going, oh yeah, choose me. But they required us to clean out of all collagen from our body. I mean, supplements, because your body does make some collagen, but that amount you make goes down starting at age 25.
That's one of the things that absolutely blew me away. That you start losing collagen at 25.
Yeah. Is it 4% a year? that you lose?
Yeah, something like that.
4 or
I
8, but
don't-
yeah, and so you don't think about it because it's so gradual. But I had to clean out of this other collagen that was very good. Don't get me wrong, very good, very tasty. For 2 weeks. I did not realize how good it was till I gave my body 2 weeks to get rid of it. By the end of that 2 weeks, the wrinkles had gotten worse, the knees. I'm in my basement right now, and stuff, and coming down the stairs was getting difficult, grueling,
Right.
painful,
Yeah.
sleeping less, just so many of the things. And I'm like, oh, that was really good collagen. This stuff better be good to come up to it. And yet I
Right.
knew the company and I knew the people that formulate it.
Right, the formulators.
Yes, the R&D group are top notch, and they want the best product every time. So I was willing to go through that 2 weeks. And then we got to start taking it. We all did it together. We did before and after pictures every 2 weeks. We had to turn in surveys and pictures and stuff. And we couldn't tell anybody. We could not tell anybody that we were doing this. Go ahead.
Can I tell? I have to admit, I noticed a difference in Carol, but I couldn't put my finger on it. I just thought, because she's been in the modeling agency and she's been into makeup, and I've watched her put on her makeup in the morning, let's be honest. And I just thought, maybe she must be just using a different kind of makeup, because I noticed something. Now, of course, I know what it was.
Well, and we were not
was
allowed to do any kind of peels. I have very sensitive skin, so I don't do the peels and stuff like that. But we were not allowed to do peels or any facials or any of those kind of things during this testing process. And so it was totally just the collagen.
Right.
But wow. And it's on the market as of now. The first shipment will go out Wednesday. I cannot wait because I am out of like tomorrow will be my last little trial sample of it.
So it goes out Wednesday. Okay, so
Mhm.
now we're going to come back to why this is motivating.
Oh, yes, we kind of bunny trailed
Money.
there. Sorry.
No. We need to, why? Okay, this is the product, but now this is sometimes money can be a motivator of why you do something. So this morning, in that half state between waking up and still being asleep, I was like, oh, it was just that feeling of excitement, when you're anticipating something, and I don't care what it is. If you're anticipating something in your life, you'll wake up and you'll feel that little moment of excitement, even though you're still half asleep.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, I woke up and I thought, yike, collagen. Oh, this is going to be absolutely amazing. And I can't wait for Wednesday. I've ordered it. I can't wait for Wednesday to come for them to ship it and to get it. But then my next thought was, and I told you at the beginning, I am not a numbers girl, not something that I normally think about, look at, or even remotely do. But my next thought was, I wonder how much money people are already spending on collagen. Well, Google is my friend. Google's my friend. So of course, when I got up, how much money do people spend on collagen? Well, they're estimating this year alone, the market for collagen supplements is going to be $300 million just for collagen. So I thought, what, if our company just wants to take a share of that 300 million, if they take 1/10 of 1%, that'll be $3 million. And if we has, partners in the company, if we say, well, if they can do it, and if we go after our share of 0.1%, that means each and every one of us can earn approximately $30,000. Not to sneeze at. Not to sneeze at. By
Glad
helping
you woke up
people-
this morning.
I'm glad I woke up this morning. But the thing is, it's not about the $30,000. Yes, that's going to be nice because, $30,000 is a little chunk of change. But for one of the things that I have really embraced lately is that for every dollar that somebody spends with us or on something that we share, that means their life is changing. So we are going to be earning $30,000, like round numbers. And I mean, this is all supposition, but by helping other people to get out of pain, to help their joints, to look younger. And you know what generation is fueling this? The baby boomers. We want to look and feel younger. And
We're fighting it like everything with tooth and nail.
We're fighting aging tooth and nail. And I'm on the opposite side of the baby boomers, but you get some of the baby boomers that are just starting up, and now that the Generation Xers are realizing that they are starting to lose collagen at age 25. This is going to be a long term. It can only grow.
Yes.
So as I was thinking that, my next numbers, which really surprised me, was, gee, I wonder what the actual wellness industry is up to. Because when I was first introduced to wellness, they said it was $1 trillion industry. Well, now it's like 4,000, I wrote it down, $4,436.1 billion. That's a lot of money is in wellness products. So if money is something that would motivate you to, and this show is about motivation. If money is something that motivates you, this might be something, that can be motivating for you.
Or health. If you're
health.
If you want to know more about any of this stuff we've talked about every week, message us, put it in the comments, and
and direct message us or put a comment in below. And
and if you want to speak to one of us in particular, tag us. We don't have any problems one way or the other about that at all. I mean, this show is here to help you with your motivation, with your lifestyle. We hope we're bringing some value. We truly hope that we're bringing value to you every week. We hope that you share it with your friends. That's how more people on this planet can be helped from what little bit of knowledge we may have.
And one of the things, a friend of mine, and right now I am just reaching out to people. Hey, would you be open to hearing about, this is something new. And so one friend of mine wrote back and said, gee, Barb, our company already has a collagen product. And I went, that's great. And she says, and I'm really liking it. Perfect. And she said, and it was just funny because she said, yeah, it kind of would be really tacky of me to tell people about another company's product. It's the same thing. And I said, absolutely. But one of the things that I wrote back to her was, I said, you know what? I totally understand that, there are 7 billion people on this planet.
Plenty to go around.
There is plenty to go around. And sometimes I've had people say to me, well, but aren't you competing with each other? Yeah, no, because there's no way I can service 7 billion people. I can't do it. nor would I want to. And
No,
nobody can.
no,
Nobody
they
can.
can't. And
And look,
everybody's body is different. And so
everybody
different
knows it.
formulations will help different people. We personally think this is the top-notch
Yep.
lion's share of science, formulation, quality.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
amazing quality.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's not to say that some of those with lots of fillers might be what you need and what you want.
But, right.
It's
you know,
what's
and
good for you.
right. You know, and the thing too is like one of the things that I have really realized too is like I've been in the wellness space, well, 40
A year or two.
a year or two. And I remember one of the doctors in one of the other companies that I was with and loved their products, was on their products many times, you know, for many years, and just thoroughly enjoyed the products. And they were one of the ones that really got me to where I am now, that I am pretty much pain-free. I'm off, I have no medication, and I'm 71.
Mhm.
Anyways, but one day somebody asked him about something that one of the developments that they were having, you know, because he's a researcher, and that's one of the things that I loved about our team. And the director, I remember one day we were sitting talking, and she said, "I don't think of myself as a researcher. She says, I think of myself as an investigator, because I want to see how and why things work. Why does your body do what it does? How does it do it? And what does it need to do it with?" And that was just such a great conversation with her. But anyways, but I remember one time, Dr. Hastings, he said, "You know what?" He said, "That product, absolutely a great product from one of his early products. And if I mentioned it, you would know the name." He said, "But now I know more." And it was just the way he said, "Yeah, but now I know more," because he had studied more. And that's what I love about our team. They are constantly studying. It amazed me when Dr. Harper said something about that he went back to a study from 2014,
Mhm.
studies from the 90s.
Mhm.
They study, they
Mhm.
find the information, and they only pick the best information, the best sources
Mhm.
of the ingredients. That amazed me. So I'm
Well, and
very grateful. Can't wait to get it.
yeah, you can't. It's great. And the thing is I want, you know, we've talked a little bit about money. The price point of this
Oh,
is
yeah.
not anywhere near to what, well, it's less than what the two of us were paying
It's
for
less than
another
what we're
great
paying.
party. And it's a great product. It is a party in your mouth.
Yes.
It is a great product, but it's, you know, there are some products that are almost twice the price point
Right.
and not near the delivery. So
Right. And not nearly the delivery. And so, and you know, we've been talking product. The thing is, we would be doing you an injustice if we did not also tell people that, you know what, if you're looking for a vehicle, a monetary vehicle, to support your retirement, college education for your kids, whatever it is that
little
you
side
want to do,
gig.
little side gig,
Yeah.
this might be something for you to look at. So that's all we're going to say about that part,
Right.
because
But
you know,
message us.
just, and if that's something that you're interested in, yeah, message us and we'll share with you how you can, number one, get your product for free and earn an income on the side.
Amen.
So just
And
saying,
be healthier.
just saying.
Number
And
one,
be
be
healthier and
healthier.
have all the benefits.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So end of that. So let's talk about more motivation. So we'll open, okay, last thing about company wise. So one of the things, you might not be in the wellness industry, we happen to be, but you might be in something else. However, one of my tips for today is find out the numbers of what your industry is.
Yes. Be an investigator.
Be an investigator of the numbers. What is the potential? Because without a product or a service or whatever, there has to be transactions. Doesn't matter what the tangible thing is or the service is, but there has to be an exchange. Money, products, service, time, whatever it is. Find out what applies to your industry. It might be just a little motivation that you need to pick up the phone or to send a text or to talk to a friend and say, hey, you know what? This is the number. I've already told several people about this $300 million that people are already spending on collagen. We'll see what goes from there. It's but it has, I must admit, it really motivated me this morning to tell a couple of people about it.
You're wanting your piece of the pie.
You know, right. And we don't have to be greedy, but you know what? There's a share. There is a share. Every transaction has a share. Whether you give it to Uncle Sam in taxes, or you give it to rent, or you give it to whatever.
Or you benefit others by giving it to your church.
Or you benefit others by giving it, by helping them.
One thing I want to say too, and it's Rabbi Daniel Lapin. He's a very knowledgeable rabbi, and I think this quote was from him, unless I'm mistaken. You can fact check me. But he said that a dollar bill, I wish I had one here to show. A dollar bill is a little certificate that I give to you. Like I give it to Barbara and I say, oh, thank you. Yes, a dollar bill. That's saying you did something good for me. Here, let me give you this certificate of achievement. And he said, that's what it is. It's a certificate saying you did a good job. Thank you. We trade these and transact these all day long, whether it's a check or a debit card or a paper dollar bill. But
then we can, but then it can go up.
Yeah. Better service, bigger bills.
There are bigger bills.
Got any bigger ones?
No, that's the biggest one I've got here.
Okay.
But I do have two of them.
But seriously, it. Be careful. We're losing you. I think the green was not good.
The green and the green, yes.
But that is a way of saying you did well. Here, thank you. It's a thank you note. And when you look at money that way, it kind of changes your perspective. It changes your motivation. You're not running after the dollars, hopefully, because it's transient. It's
temporary.
It's very temporary. But the difference you can make in somebody's life, whether it's a difference in helping them with their motivation, lifting a friend up when they're down, an encouraging word. I posted in this group, the Mavens of Motivation group, about a smile. Costs you nothing. Go look at that. Please like it and share it, because a smile can go around the world and it doesn't cost you, and it's not hard to do.
Right.
Although I do want to tell a story on me. Barbara's always telling off on herself. I was in high school and my best friend came up one day and she said, why do you always stand at your locker looking sad? You're not a sad person, but you stand at your locker looking so down and so forlorn. Well, see my mouth? My mouth turns down on the bottom. So if I'm fully relaxed, it looks like I'm sad. It looks like I'm mad. I've had people, even my husband go, what's going on? What's wrong? And I'm like, nothing. But if I don't consciously smile, my face says that I'm not happy.
Right.
So I had to learn that that was true. But then I took it a step further. And I want to tell you, a smile is a wonderful gift. But I, at that time in my life, and I mean, I had a great childhood, don't get me wrong. It wasn't that I was abused and stuff like that. But the hardest thing, I was an only child. So that's probably part of it, because I had, I interacted with adults, and my mom was a school teacher. So I interacted with a lot of adults. But anyway, to me, to smile first was the hardest thing I ever learned. To smile first. Somebody smile at me, I'd smile back at them in a heartbeat. But make a conscious effort to be the first one, to smile, to say hello. And with these mask mandates, it's even harder for
And it's
people
more
to
essential
see.
to do it.
Yeah. And smile with your eyes. There's a real smile and there's not a real smile. You can go, or you can light up. And that's important that you do that. Hello,
And here's
tripod.
Here's tripod to say hello.
But anyway, that,
Just
it
come to
is,
smile at us.
that's right, to bring us some joy in our life. But anyway, so make that a goal this week, to be the first one to smile at somebody. It may be hard, but persevere, because it's worth it.
Yeah. And I'm going to add a little something to that. Keep track of how many times that, and because it can become a game.
Mhm.
How many times can you smile? And like, that's one of the things that I do. Like, I'll do that, especially in the airport. If
Like
I
the
have
post office.
or the post office or somewhere where they don't really know me.
Mhm.
And I will see, okay, how many times if I smile, how long would it take the other person to smile back?
Mhm. And it's usually not very long.
And it's usually not very long.
And nobody ever doesn't return it. So
Yeah.
if you're having a bad day, go give
Yeah.
some smiles away, because those that come back will change your outlook on the day.
Yes. Yeah. And you know what? One of the things that I want to share too, because right now there are some of us that are really stretched to be around people. Well, for whatever reason, you're stuck at home and all the, depending on where you are. But you know what? The next time you're doing your hair or brushing your teeth or whatever it is that you're doing and you're looking in the mirror, take a moment to look at yourself, look yourself in the eye.
Mhm.
You wouldn't believe how many of my clients, when I asked them, when was the last time you looked at yourself in the eye and said, wow, you're beautiful.
And not just look at your hair or your makeup.
Not just your
Look
hair.
eyeball to eyeball. And do it. I challenge each and every one of you to do it for 5 minutes. Set a timer on your clock.
Set a timer.
Do it for 5 minutes. It will change your world. Yes. And I'm talking about right up there in front of you,
closer
eyeball to eyeball,
eyeball
you don't
to
see
eyeball.
anything else.
And one of the things that I share with my clients is that when you're doing that, do that in the mirror and use your name. So for like me, it would be Barbara, I am so proud of you for. Mm-hmm. And then pick something that because we do not compliment ourselves. We do not celebrate our wins. I know I was brought up that you don't brag about stuff that you've done.
Don't toot your own horn.
You don't toot your own horn. Whatever words that you heard as a kid, that's bragging. You don't toot your own horn. And yet, on the other hand, if you fall down, pick yourself up, dust yourself off, don't cry, don't get help,
quick.
And get up quick. What's wrong with this picture? So we are told to rely on ourselves, and yet we're not allowed to congratulate ourselves.
Mhm.
And yet we're supposed to pick ourselves up and go on
Yes.
as if, whatever.
We
And
have a
that's-
really good friend, and she says, you're gonna fall down.
Yeah.
Just don't do it twice in a row. And when you fall, get up and get up quick.
Yeah.
And mainly she's talking about like your daily things, whether it's your quiet time, or you're reaching out to clients, or
Picking up the
exercise.
phone.
You don't, picking up the phone. Don't miss it two days in a row. And if you miss it, get up and get up quick. If you miss picking up that phone in the morning when you're block time, and if y'all want to know about block time, we can teach on block time. But when you're block time, if you miss it that morning, carve out some time in the afternoon and do it. Get up
Right.
and get up quick.
Right. Exactly.
And don't miss 2 days.
And don't miss 2 days. But that includes looking at yourself in the mirror.
Mhm. Yeah.
Do it. It will, as Carol says, it will rock your world.
Yes, it will.
Because we can be our biggest cheerleader. Because, and why I'm saying that is because we are our worst. If we treated our friends if we talk to our friends the way we talk to ourselves,
Mhm.
we would have no friends. We beat ourselves up for everything that we're not, and we don't celebrate the things that we are. So that's why I just really encourage you. And don't only do it when you're feeling down about yourself, do it when you're feeling good about yourself. Because we all have times when we're, gee, I could have done that a little better. But when we're proud of ourselves, go look at yourself in the mirror and say, I am so proud of you because you did this.
And if you're having a hard time thinking of things you've done well, sit down with a piece of paper, write
Mhm.
good and missed it. Don't say bad, but
No.
things I did good, things I did well, and I missed it. Write them down, both columns. See which one's longer. But also that's going to give you some things to congratulate yourself on when you do go to the mirror, because we know every one of y'all is going to go do that mirror test because we asked you to. And it's going to be good for you.
And you know what? And when you do it, let us know.
Yes, yes.
And what? Because in reality, you will feel a shift.
Mhm.
You really will. You'll
Yes.
feel, everyone that I have done it with has all told me they felt something shift. And the thing is, it might come in the first minute, it might come in the second minute, and it might come at 4 minutes and 59 seconds.
Yeah.
There's no rhyme or reason to it, but just know that there will be a shift.
And it will make your day go so much better.
Yes.
So I hope you have some takeaways from today. Is there anything we've missed telling them today, Barbara?
I don't think so. I think we're at the end of our time, and I just think that we're going to be that I would love to hear from you.
Yes.
Just
yes.
reach out to us. Reach out to us
in the
and let us know
chats, in the comments.
Leave a comment.
Yeah, this will be up on our YouTube once it renders from doing it this morning, and so it'll be up on our YouTube page. And share it out from Facebook or from YouTube, wherever you can share it. Tell your friends about it, because we love to have y'all come on, ask your questions, put your comments, and we want you to have a wonderfully motivated day.
See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.